As far as the water, let's actually... I guess we can move that up. Okay, so I moved the water over, moved the sewage over. There's the power. I got it coming in. You can add in the power. The industries can be kind of stupid sometimes about it, setting up in areas they really shouldn't be. Might have to go up and over. Yeah, figured as much. And run some power down this main road. You can come back and delete this later, once the power is established. You can wait and hope that the citizens build their stuff non-stupidly. I don't know. There. That should be enough for a little bit. Get stuff started along the road. Over here probably does need actual need power though. Can I go down? Go down the middle of the roadway, and then make the hop here over there. And I probably will come back. These are just going to be probably temporary. As soon as the power gets all hooked up, we ought to be good to go. And then make one there as well. Now if I unpause the game, there should be a lot of activity. We do need our civics though. We need medical clinics here. And the one nice thing about having them near the highway is, again, they service a lot of area. And one thing I might actually do is put in a highway on-ramp. Might be kind of nice to have a on-ramp coming off here in the middle and go get on the highway. Like from here to here, and then get on right there. That lets you onto the highway from deep inside this territory, specifically for a large hospital, I think. Yes, look at that. That helps feed into a very large area, and that ought to solve my medical trouble just pretty much entirely. Also, fire station around here. Highway on-ramp for the fire station. Come on. Come on. Well, I can still use a small one here. That's going to serve a lot of people. Small one there, small one maybe over here, and then one here, and then one maybe over here. That should be everybody. Law enforcement, meh. We'll see where crime goes. And then you probably want to do one elementary school back here where the low density housing is, and then one high school over here, maybe towards the higher density. And I'm not going to worry about the university just yet. I think that's all the civics. We've got trash pickup already. Let's see how she does. I do want to do this as well. Like that. And hopefully I won't be buried in municipal fees. Let's see how this goes. And how much they complain about the power not reaching them. Yeah, see, they're going to complain. Is there a way I can temporarily run power into the city here, from here maybe? Hop over, and then come in like this, right there. Oh, come on. This is one frustration I do have with the game, is the power lines. They feel so short and stubby. Like, realistically speaking, it would be trivial to run an underground power cable around here. It's like I can't even get there. Oh, and they just connected over here, so I didn't need this whole thing. So we're probably going to run a deficit for a while until the city picks back up. Let's see. I think I might still be hemorrhaging money from all the... Actually, you know what I could do? I could drop the... I could temporarily drop the budgets. Like that. Not sure if worth. Let's see, what does that do? What does that do to the power budget? Still have tons of power, but we'll need to raise the budgets in a second. So obviously, when you first start the game, I would zone the... I would probably use roads. I'd probably use like the cheapest option is maybe $40 a cell, 32. Yeah, I'd probably use something like this, 2-lane one-way roads, in lieu of the highway here, and then I'd come back and just upgrade them into highways later when I could afford it. And I'd just use these as a temporary, you know, holdover. Come in, like do stuff like that, and then have the off-ramps coming off of them. Although I suppose you might actually be able to get away with just using highway ramps, as crazy as it sounds, because they're like super one-direction roads and they're pretty cheap. I guess you could do that too, but that would get the traffic going to where it needs to go when you're on a tight budget. I've saved up enough money where I can just splurge and do whatever. And now as the demand picks up, let's see. So there's a little bit of forest here, but it's not in huge demand, and I can make forest on demand, basically. So I think it's time for a new district as the demand here picks up. So what we want to do is something like... I want to put a commercial zone here. And I'd like to maybe come off here like this. And no, I don't want. And then reverse. And I want to stick it right here. Let me stick it right here. There we go. Alright. And then I want to put down... So I want this to be a commercial zone. So we're going to do the same thing again, all over again. And make commercial zone here. So, boop, 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 boop. Ah, can't boop there. That's okay. Come in. And this, I'm thinking about, I might come back and make that, elevate that. But just elevating your highways, I think, will save you a lot of, annoyance later when you're trying to zone stuff. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Come in here. So again, I'm just gonna get all the available space organically, and you don't really want to connect these districts with roads. You want to try to keep all the heavy traffic flowing onto the highway system. I mean, I guess you could put like something here, but that's going to incur a lot of traffic, and it's best if it just stays on that highway. Alright. Let's do that. There we go. That'll all be office space. It'll be great. And come in and... Alright, you can exit the office here. Come on now. Here, I said, there we go. And then we want to exit here. Exit here. Enter the office. We can enter. Do something like this, actually. Come right on in right there. Enter the zone there. Maybe enter the zone here, like that. And maybe could we enter here? You wanted to give it to me for a second. You did. I know you did. There we go. And then we could exit, have an exit here. Dump out onto the highway here. Maybe one right there. And then we want to come in, maybe enter here. Oh, really? You're not going to let me do that? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Let me have it. Huh. Alright, fair enough. How about enter here? Enter here. I know it would give it to me right here. Alright, I'll take that, whatever. There's it, dumps out into the heart of the zone there. Enter there. So that's actually pretty good, I think. And then now what we could do is let people go to work like this. And have a one-way highway going like that. And then if you want to come home from work, you can come home like that. So these are basically like super one-lane roads, if you want to think of them like that. And then if you want to walk to work, that's definitely a thing that you want to let your people do. So maybe just run right along this. Can I run right along this? Come on. There we go. Something like that. Footpath here. Like that, there. And people can walk to work. Like that. And as always, just connect them. Haha. Like that. You guys were worried about me, weren't you? Thought I might not be able to connect these things here. There we go. Pedestrian paths linking the districts, and then maybe a fire station. And then we can do, I think I want to come in and do the high density commercial right here for the people who want to go shopping. Run along this half here. And then do offices at the rest. I think that'd be pretty good. And make sure it's, yeah, we need water. Alright. That should develop quite nicely. Let's see what happens. And they're going to immediately complain about power, aren't they? Come on, go ahead and complain. I know you want to. They're not moving in. Interesting. Let's jump the power over there. Jump the power maybe over right here. go. Power jump here. There we go. That should start alleviating demand, and we might be approaching the point where we're getting close to making our money back. I turned these off, and I'm turning them back on because these are the expensive things. These are $14.40 a week each. The water pumps, the humble little water pumps, they're only, what are these? $2.40? Yeah, $2.40, and the sewage plants are $6.40, so not bad. And these are just $200 a week, although I have a ton of them. Whoa, we're still not even close to that. Oh, fire. That should be handled pretty quick. You know, if you work at one of these little burner plants, right? I think it'd be cool if you could just walk to work if you worked over here. Let's see if anybody wants to walk to work. I'm just going to watch this footpath here. Anybody want to walk to work? Yes? Anybody? What are you doing? You're going home from work, which means he'll probably take this route to walk to work again. Yep, there goes somebody. I suspect, let's go see if the footpaths are... Yeah, this footpath in the middle is getting a lot of traffic. And basically, each one of these people is a car that's not on the road. And footpaths are dirt cheap. They're 40 cents per week per cell, whereas 40 cents per week per cell. How much is the road? Just like a basic road. 32 cents. So they're basically like roads. Highway's 96 cents. And they look nice too. And they can't ever clog. They don't show up in traffic density. And if you just imagine all these people being cars that are no longer on the highway system or on the roads, that's pretty cool. If you wanted to go super cheap, I think the gravel paths are half that. Yeah, they're even cheaper. Personally, I just like the way these look. And they're already about as much as the roads are, so whatever. I guess, you know what I think would be kind of cool is this that right there connecting to here. I'm not sure how many people would use that, but I want it connected anyway. So this is the basic formula. You have your highway system with districts coming off of it. And within the districts, make sure you have your highway on-ramps and off-ramps that connect into it. It almost looks like blood vessels. Now here's some... right here is blood red traffic density. But it's okay because it's not really getting hung up. Like, you remember the traffic in previous episodes of New Vexia. Like, the traffic on those 6-lane highways... Oh, it was so bad. Now what... If I wanted to make this area a little bit better, what I could do is this. Get the upgrader and make that into that, and that into... Go the other way. Basically put a road here, like that, and have this... Did I do that right? No, other way. There we go. And that clears the traffic away from that on-ramp into one way either direction. And that should help a little bit. So there you go. We have a huge... what is this? We'll get back there. But we have a pretty dense area. And we don't even have those giant 6-lane roads like we used to have. We have just plain old a mixture of streets and highways. Now I do wonder if... It's pretty dense right there. I'm gonna do something. I have another idea. Go that way. Is that better? I think that... yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, it just bypasses the traffic back into the roundabout. Okay, that's what needs to be done. So they shouldn't get backed up onto the highway ramp anymore. So you just kind of think about it like it's almost like blood vessels and smaller capillaries going out. I'm not sure how much you need the roundabouts, but they do seem to help a lot. And I think they're good for forming the core. And the roundabouts are also seem to be good at receiving traffic from a highway on-ramp. Anyway, so that's what I've learned, and I would basically repeat this style of building across the whole area. Highways feeding different districts, and you know what? That's a district right there, so let's make it act like one. There we go. There. This can be modem noises. That's the modem noises district. Is that still relevant in 2015? Like, is that a thing people are still familiar with? Modem noises in offices? Because I remember, like, the year 2000, you go into an office and it's just, like, constant modem noises. Or dial-up modems. Maybe 1999 offices. Let's check on the trash. Ooh! Oh no! Oops. 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 Let's turn on a few of these. There's one coming back on, two coming back on. Are we good now? No, we're not. We need one more. There we go. Should be going track now. Yeah, that's better. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for New Vexia. It would just be me repeating this pattern basically across the whole map. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to play Cities Skylines recreationally now. So I'm going to take a break from filming it. And just real quick, I wanted to show off Delania. Welcome to Delania. This is the Lush Island map I made. Pretty easy map, honestly. I just wanted something simple and flat to just have fun on and build cities with. So the innermost area is forest. The outer areas are good fertile land for farming. Here at the border, I've got Cherry Grove, which is a forest district, and then over here is Hawthorne Farms, which is for farming. And you can see my system I'm using of ramps, main highway, discrete districts. And the pedestrian bridges, I'm pretty proud of what I did down here with the pedestrian bridges, linking them up with the university in the middle of this large roundabout. Large roundabout handles the exit of traffic here pretty well. Here's my zoning. It's residential, intermixed commercial. Like every residential zone has the middles of the roundabouts filled in with commercial, which these are going to be your corner stores, stuff like that. It helps alleviate the small demand and creates traffic that stays within the district and doesn't clutter up the highway. And then over here, I've got a place called the Vechs Farms, which is a heavily dedicated commercial zone. Lots of stuff going on here. You can see I've got the highway on-ramps coming in and branching off into the roundabouts here. One's going in, the other's coming out. And that gives good service to the commercial district here. And beyond that is the stuff I've already showed you. It's just this has been expanded into a pretty large city, fiscally healthy, making lots of money. This residential district, I called it Poop Order View because this is where the outflow of the sewage areas used to be, and there was a big poop order smear that's slowly dissipating. This is still slowly dissipating. The new exit point for the water is over here. It's much cleaner. And I think I'm pretty happy with how I did this rail input. Originally, this was the traffic was flowing the opposite way, but I made a one-way road, and I noticed that it needed to flow specifically this way, so that and this is really important. The traffic coming in, the cargo trucks, could make a right turn into the cargo area and not a left turn. Before, when they were coming this way, they had to always make a left turn across incoming traffic, and that was backing things up. And even though it's blood red here, it's still, this is what I was trying to illustrate earlier, even though it's blood red, high traffic, it's still flowing smoothly because it's all one way, and it's just, they're constantly moving, they're not getting backed up at all. And there's constant trains coming in and stuff, taking out a pretty big, hefty wood area here. Alright, so I wanted to show you that. Show you that my way of making stuff works pretty well. It's all about, I think the most important thing are the highway ramps. And I really like the pedestrian bridges too. I like using them. Always linking stuff up here. Let people go to work across district lines and just skip the highway altogether. So same thing, repeated throughout the on-ramps. Getting on and off the highway. Here's the border right there. And then within each, it's a repeating pattern that within each, like there's always going to be some medical clinics in every residential zone towards the center, and then there's always going to be a fire station towards the center. There's always going to be a police station towards the center, and so on. And it's the same with schools as well, as you can see. And the university's down here. This is, I think I named this Laughing Man University. Yeah, I called this Laughing Man University, if you can figure out why I called it that. Look at this pedestrian traffic in the middle here. I'm really proud of the pedestrian bridges. I love these things. So this is a very smooth running city. There's high density traffic, but for the most part, it doesn't get backed up at all. And it flows pretty smoothly. I think it's, as long as you let it flow one way and get rid of traffic lights, it seems to do alright. I'm not entirely sure that there's a single traffic light anywhere in this city. Yeah. Yeah, we're making lots of money. Pretty fiscally responsible here. And I don't believe I didn't do anything with the taxes. Yeah, taxes are still at 9%. Could probably bump them up and be just fine. But anyway, that's it. That's Delania. Delania will rise. If you want to download this, I published this island to the Steam workshop. Where's my natural resources at? There's the resource layout. It's kind of blobular. Yeah. Anyway, it's called Lush Island. Lush Island. I wanted something simple and flat to build on. And I liked the idea of like living on an island and slowly developing it. And I have a mod that lets you eventually unlock at the end all the tiles on a map And I think it'd be cool to have all this filled up one day. Anyway, that's it. See you guys next time. As always, take it easy.